Hello there, and welcome to Sleepy Cosmos channel. Tonight we are going to wander together into a strange and tender little truth about the sky. A truth that sounds at first like a riddle, and then, the longer you sit with it, softens into something almost comforting. Here is the paradox we will hold in our hands for the next couple of hours. When you look up at the night, you are always seeing the past, and never once, not for a single instant, the present. Every point of light above you left its source long ago. You are looking at a sky that no longer exists exactly as you see it, and somehow, that is not a loss. Somehow, when you understand it fully, it becomes one of the kindest facts in all of nature. I want you to think of the whole sky tonight as a slow and patient mail. Imagine that every star, every planet, every faint smudge of a distant galaxy is a letter that was written long ago and sealed and sent across an unimaginable distance, and that only now, tonight, at this exact hour, is it arriving at the small, quiet address of your open eyes. The light did not know you would be here. It set out anyway. And here you are to receive it. We will return to this idea again and again as the hours drift on, this notion of starlight as old letters still in transit, because it will help everything else make sense, and because it is a soft thing to hold when the mind wants something to hold. Over the course of tonight, we will drift through several gentle themes, and you do not need to remember any of them. We will wonder about what light actually is and why it takes time to travel at all. We will think about how looking far away is the same as looking far back, so that a telescope is really a kind of time machine that only points backward. We will sit with the great distances between things, and instead of finding them lonely, we will find them roomy and unhurried. And we will let the whole idea of a delayed arriving universe become a reason to rest. Because if even light must be patient, then surely you are allowed to be patient too. Here, tonight, with nothing to chase. If it feels right, a like or a subscribe helps the channel reach others who are also lying awake at this hour. Others who are staring at their own dark ceilings and wishing for a slower thought to follow down into sleep. But that is a small thing, and it can wait. None of this is anything you need to hold on to. You do not need to follow the science. You do not need to remember the numbers. You do not need to arrive anywhere by the end. Settle in. Let your shoulders ease down, away from your ears, down toward the quiet of the bed beneath you. Let your jaw unclench. Let your hands lie open. Let the weight of the day pour slowly out through the soles of your feet. Let us begin. Let us begin with the simplest question of all, the one a child might ask, the one that turns out to have no simple bottom. What is it, exactly, that you are seeing when you see a star? You might say light, and you would be right, but let us slow that word down until it stops being a word and becomes a thing. Light is not a substance that fills the room all at once the way water fills a glass. Light travels. It moves. It leaves one place and goes to another, and though it is the fastest traveler in all of existence, it is not instant, and that single fact, that light takes time, is the small seed from which our entire night will grow. Everything we wonder about tonight unfolds from this one tender truth, that seeing is receiving, and receiving takes time. Picture the letter again. When someone writes to you from far away, the words on the page are true to the moment they were written, and they carry that moment faithfully across all the miles between, but they cannot carry the writer's present. By the time you read them, the hand that wrote them has moved on, the day has changed, The weather at the sender's window is different now. And yet, you do not feel cheated by this. You feel, instead, the strange intimacy of it, the way a letter lets you stand for a moment inside a vanished hour. This is precisely what starlight does. It is a message faithful to the moment it was written, patient across the distance, and it hands you a vanished hour as a gift. You are never seeing the star as it is. You are seeing the star as it was when it wrote to you. And that is not a flaw in your eyes. That is the nature of the sky. Consider how close this truth already lives to you, even in the ordinary daylight of a room. When you look at the lamp beside your bed, the light reaching your eyes left the bulb a tiny sliver of a moment ago. So small a sliver that you will never feel it, and yet it is there. A faint delay. A hair of time between the glowing and the seeing. When you look at your own hand, the light bouncing off your skin takes an unmeasurably brief instant to cross the space to your eye. You are, in the gentlest and most harmless way, always seeing a past version of everything, even the things right in front of you, even your own fingers resting on the blanket. The sky simply takes this everyday truth and stretches it out, longer and longer, until the delay is no longer a hair, but a year, a century, 1,000,000 years, and in that stretching, it reveals something that was quietly true all along. You have always lived a heartbeat behind the world. Tonight, we are only making that heartbeat visible. So let the first idea settle over you like a thin blanket you see by receiving, and receiving takes time, and therefore all seeing is a form of remembering. Your eyes are not windows onto the present. They are gentle readers of arriving mail. And the sky, that great dark page above the roof, is simply the place where the oldest letters gather, the ones that have traveled the longest to reach you, the ones that set out before you were born, before your grandparents were born, before there were people at all to look up and wonder. They are arriving now. They chose no one. They found you anyway. Rest with that a moment, and let your breath grow long and even, in through the nose, slow and low, and out through the mouth, softer still. Now let us ask why light should take time at all, because when you first hear it, it sounds almost unfair. Light is the fastest thing there is. Nothing outruns it. Nothing catches it. In the great race of everything that moves, light is the runner who never tires and never slows, and it holds the record that can never be broken. And yet even this tireless runner, this swiftest of all messengers, must cross the distance from there to here. And distance is real. And so even light must spend time on the road. Think of it not as a weakness, but as a courtesy. The light does not skip the journey. It honors every step of it. It touches every stretch of emptiness between the star and your eye, and it does not cheat, and it does not shortcut. And because of this honesty, it can only arrive when it arrives, not a moment sooner. The letter is carried by the most faithful courier imaginable, one who will never lose the envelope and never take a wrong turn. And still, the courier must walk the whole long way. To feel how fast this courier truly is, and yet how vast the distances are, let us bring the numbers close, and then let them go. Light crosses the space between your two hands in less time than any clock could ever notice. It could circle the entire round belly of the Earth in the time it takes you to blink, not once but several times over, 7.5 laps around the whole planet in a single second. It is so fast that for everything here on the ground, for every lamp and every candle and every screen, it may as well be instant, and we live our whole lives treating it as instant, and we are never once wrong enough to notice. But the sky is not the ground. The sky is bigger than the ground in a way that breaks all our ordinary feeling for distance. And when the road is long enough, even the fastest courier in existence begins to take real time, measurable time, and then astonishing amounts of time. And this is where the sky begins to open into something wonderful. Let us start close and step outward, gently, one landing at a time, the way you might walk down a staircase in the dark, feeling for each step before you trust your weight to it. The moon is our nearest neighbor in the sky, that pale round face that has watched over every night of every life that has ever been lived. When you look at the moon, you are seeing it not as it is, but as it was a little over a second ago. The light that shows you the moon left it while you were beginning to look, and crossed the gap and arrived. If, at this very moment, some vast hand were to lift the moon away, you would keep seeing it for that extra breath, still hanging there, still glowing, a ghost of a moment already past. The moon you love is always the moon of a second ago. It is the freshest letter in the whole sky, the one that has traveled the shortest distance, and even it is a memory by the time it reaches you. Step outward again, to the sun, that great warm engine of the day. The sun is far enough away that its light takes about 8 minutes to reach us, 8 minutes and a little more. A slow, patient crossing of a distance so wide that even the fastest runner needs the length of a short walk to make it. This means the sunlight that warms your face in the morning left the sun 8 minutes before it touched your skin. You never feel the sun as it is right now. You feel the sun as it was 8 minutes ago. If the sun were somehow to stop shining in this instant, you would go on standing in golden light for 8 more minutes, never knowing, bathed in the warmth of a star that had already changed, and only after those 8 minutes had passed would the news arrive. There is something almost tender in that delay, something protective, as if the light insists on giving you those last 8 minutes of warmth, no matter what has happened at its source. The letter keeps arriving, even after the writer has set down the pen. And here is where the idea we are carrying tonight begins to show its shape clearly. So let us hold it up to the light and turn it slowly. The farther away a thing is, the older the letter it sends you. Nearby things send fresh mail, arriving almost as fast as it is written. Distant things send ancient mail, sealed long ago, still crossing the dark. And the sky is arranged, quite naturally and without any planning, as a kind of library of these letters, sorted by distance, which is the same as sorted by age. The nearest lights are recent. The farthest lights are old beyond imagining, and your eye, sweeping across the night, reads all of these letters at once, the recent and the ancient side by side, a single glance that gathers 100 different pasts into one quiet moment of looking. You are not seeing a snapshot of the sky as it is. You are seeing a collage of many differently aged moments, all arriving together, all addressed to now. Let this settle, and let your body settle with it. There is nothing you must do with this knowledge. You do not need to sort the letters yourself. You do not need to know which star is old and which is older. The sky does the sorting, and the light does the traveling, and all that is asked of you is to receive, which is the softest task there is. Receiving requires no effort. It requires only that you be here, that your eyes be open or even closed, that you rest in the place where the letters arrive. So let your breathing go on being slow and low, and let the numbers you have heard drift away like envelopes set down on a table you will not need to tidy tonight. The distances will still be there, the letters will still be arriving, and you will still be exactly where they can find you. Now let us think about the strange and beautiful thing that follows from all of this. The thing that turns every telescope, every pair of eyes, every open window at night into a kind of time machine that can only ever point in one direction. Because if the farther things are older, then to look far away is to look far back, and there is no way to look far away without also looking far back. The two are the same act. You cannot separate them. Distance and time, out there in the dark, are braided so tightly together that they become a single thread. When an astronomer aims a great instrument at something impossibly distant, they are not reaching across space so much as reaching down through time, peeling back the layers of the past the way you might turn back through the pages of a very old book, each page a little farther from now, each page a letter that took a little longer to arrive. And what a gentle machine it is, this backward-looking eye. It cannot show you tomorrow. It cannot even show you today. It can only show you what has already happened, what has already been written and sent. There is no danger in it, no way for it to frighten you with a future you are not ready for, because the future does not travel toward us in light. Only the past does. Only the finished, the settled, the already lived comes streaming down out of the sky. Every telescope is therefore a machine that can only remember, never predict. And there is something restful in a machine like that, something that asks nothing of you and threatens nothing. A machine whose only power is to gather what has already been and lay it gently before your eyes. Think of the biggest of these instruments, the great mirrors carried up above the air, floating far from the glow of any city, cooled to a stillness colder than anything on earth, waiting in the dark with the patience of something that has all the time in the world. They do not hunt. They do not chase. They simply hold quite motionless and let the oldest letters fall into them. The faintest light from the farthest reaches, light so old and so stretched by its journey that it has faded almost to nothing by the time it arrives. And these instruments are patient enough to wait for it, to sit with their mirrors open for hours upon hours, gathering a trickle of ancient light, one faint drop at a time, the way a placid pool gathers the slow drip of a spring. What they collect is not a picture of the universe as it is. It is a picture of the universe as it was, a portrait of a vanished youth, a letter from a cosmos that has long since grown and changed and moved on. And the more patient the instrument, the older the letter it can read. There is a wonder here that I want to lay beside you like a warm stone, something to hold without gripping. When these great eyes look at the most distant things they can find, they are seeing light that set out across the dark when the universe itself was young, when there were no planets yet like ours, when the first stars were only beginning to kindle in the darkness. That light has been traveling the entire time, for almost the whole life of everything, crossing an emptiness so wide that the number of years loses all meaning and becomes just a soft roar in the mind. And it is arriving now, tonight, while you lie here breathing slowly. Somewhere, a mirror is drinking in a letter that was sealed near the very beginning, and it did not rush, and it was not lost, and it found its way home at last. The oldest mail in all of existence is still being delivered, and it is being delivered to us, the small warm creatures who happen to build eyes patient enough to read it. Let us slow down and feel what this means for the ordinary act of looking up, the thing you have done 1,000 times without thinking, the thing you might do tonight if you rose and went to the window. When you tip your head back and let your eyes rove across the stars, you are looking at a scatter of different pasts, each star a different age of light, none of them now, All of them then. That bright one low in the sky might be sending you light from a few years ago. That fainter one higher up might be sending you light from long before you were born. And that soft, milky band that pours across the whole dome on the darkest nights, that is the combined glow of countless letters from countless distances. A river of overlapping pasts so thick and so layered that your eye cannot separate them and does not need to. You simply stand beneath the whole arriving flood of it, the entire history of a region of the sky pouring down onto your upturned face all at once, and you call it, simply, the night. You have been reading ancient mail your whole life and calling it the night sky. I find, and perhaps you will find too, that this makes the sky feel less like a ceiling and more like a depth. A ceiling is flat and near and closed, but the true sky is not flat at all. It is layered, tier upon tier, the near letters and the far letters and the farthest letters all hung at their different distances, so that when you look up, you are not looking at a surface, but into a well that goes down and down and down, back and back and back, with no floor you could ever reach. And yet this well is not frightening, because everything in it is finished, everything in it is a letter already written, already sent, already safe. There is nothing lurking in the depth. There is only the past, laid out in gentle order, arriving at its own unhurried pace. So let your eyes, even closed as they are, sink a little into that depth. Let the flatness of the ceiling dissolve. Let the sky become the deep and patient well of memory that it truly is, and let yourself rest at the mouth of it, receiving, 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 while the old letters fall. It might soothe you to know that people did not always understand this, that for most of human history, no one suspected the light was late. For thousands of years, under the same stars you will sleep beneath tonight. Our ancestors looked up and assumed that seeing was instant, that the eye simply touched the world and the world touched it back in the same breath, that when they looked at a star, they were looking at it now. And who could blame them? Nothing in ordinary life ever tells you otherwise. Light on Earth is so quick that no candle, no fire, no flash of lightning ever seems to lag behind its own glow. The idea that light might take time was not something anyone could feel. It had to be discovered, patiently, cleverly, by people who paid very close attention to the sky for a very long time. And the story of how they found it is one of the tenderest little tales in all of science. The discovery came not from staring at the stars themselves, but from watching a distant planet and its tiny circling moons, small points of light that swung around their world like the hands of a faraway clock. Long ago, a careful observer noticed something puzzling. These little moons kept a very steady rhythm, disappearing behind their planet and reappearing again with the regularity of a well-made timepiece. And yet, when he compared his measurements across the seasons, the clock seemed to run a little slow at some times of the year and a little fast at others. The moons were not really changing their pace, of course. Moons do not hurry or dawdle. Something else was going on, something hidden in the arrangement of the whole scene, and it took a patient and open mind to see it. The answer, when it came, was quietly astonishing. When our planet in its own orbit happened to swing farther from that distant world, the light from those little moons had a longer distance to cross to reach us, and so the news of each disappearance and reappearance arrived a little late. When our planet swung nearer, the light had less distance to cover, and the news arrived a little early. The moons were keeping perfect time all along. It was the light that was late, and the amount by which it was late depended entirely on how far it had to travel. In that gentle discrepancy, in that small, stubborn lag that would not go away, someone finally read the truth that light is not instant, that it moves, that it spends real time crossing real distance. The universe had been whispering it all along, in the faint slippage of a faraway clock, and at last a patient soul leaned close enough to hear. I love to imagine that moment, and perhaps you will like to imagine it too as you drift. The quiet room, the careful notes, the slow dawning realization that the sky is not showing us now, but then. It was not a loud discovery. There was no crash, no flash, no sudden blaze. It was the softest of revelations, arrived at through years of patient looking and gentle arithmetic. The kind of truth that does not announce itself, but simply settles into place once someone has looked long enough and kindly enough. And once it was seen, it could never be unseen. From that moment on, humanity knew that every glance at the sky was a glance into the past, that the light of the stars was old, that we had been reading ancient letters all along and only just realized the postmarks were faded. And think of how much has followed from that single quiet insight, how it opened a door that has never closed. Once we knew that light was late, we could begin to measure how late, and once we could measure how late, we could measure how far, because lateness and distance are the same story told two ways. The delay in the light became a ruler for the depth of the sky. By reading how old a letter was, we could tell how far it had come, and by knowing how far it had come, we could begin, slowly, tenderly, to map the true shape and size of everything, to lay out the near letters and the far letters in their proper order and sense. For the first time, the real immensity of the well we live at the mouth of. All of it, the whole vast understanding of cosmic distance, grew from noticing that a little moon seemed to keep imperfect time. There is a lesson in that story, though it asks nothing of you tonight, and you may let it pass right through you. The lesson is that the most important truths are often the quietest, that they do not force themselves upon us, but wait, patiently, for someone to grow settled enough to notice. The light had been late for all of history. The letters had always been old. Nothing changed in the sky when we finally understood. The only thing that changed was us, the readers, waking up at last to what we were reading. And so it is a discovery made not by conquering anything, but by attending, by paying a slow and loving kind of attention to something that had been there all along. Rest in that for a moment. You do not have to conquer anything tonight either. You have only to attend, softly, to the slow arrival of your own breath, in and out, the nearest and gentlest letter of all, delivered without any delay at all, straight to the quiet center of you. Let us leave the numbers behind for a while now and simply drift, because you have listened patiently and you have earned a rest from thinking. And there is a kind of understanding that comes not from figuring anything out, but from being carried. So imagine, if you like, that you are lying just as you are, held by your bed, held by the floor, held by the whole patient ground of the earth, and that very slowly, without any effort of your own, you begin to rise. Not with a jolt, not with any fear, just a soft loosening, as though the bed had become a wide raft, and the raft had begun to float upward through the dark, so smoothly that you could not name the moment it left the ground. You are being carried. You do not have to do anything. You have only to lie easy and let the rising happen. Up you go, past the roof, past the tops of the trees, up through the cool layers of the night air, and the light of the town falls away beneath you and grows small and warm, a scattering of little glows like embers settling in a hearth. You rise higher, into the clean dark where the air thins to nothing, and the whole round shoulder of the earth curves away below you, blue and dim and turning slowly, and still you feel no cold, no fear, no falling, only the steady tender lift of being carried upward through the quiet. And now the letters begin to reach you more directly, no longer softened by any air, the starlight arriving pure and clear from every side, so that you float in the middle of a slow and silent rain of ancient messages, each one falling toward you from its own distance, its own past, its own long-ago moment of being written. Feel them pass through you and around you, these letters of light. Feel how they do not push or pull, how they ask nothing, how they only arrive. One brushes your face from a star that wrote to you before you learned to walk. Another reaches you from a star that wrote before your grandmother was a child. Another and another, older and older, from before the town was built, from before the country had its name, from before there were any names at all. And you are drifting through all of them at once, held in the middle of the whole arriving mail of the cosmos, a small warm reader afloat in an endless delivery of the past. There is no destination. There is nowhere you must be. You are simply being carried, slowly, through the patient rain of old light, and each faint gleam that touches you is a hand reaching across time to say, gently, I was here, and now you are here too. Let yourself sink deeper into the drifting. Let the raft of your rest turn slowly beneath the stars so that they wheel above you in their vast slow circle, and let the wheeling rock you the way a boat is rocked by the swell of a calm sea. You are so small out here, and yet you are not lost, because the letters keep finding you, keep arriving at the exact address of your open receiving self. And a thing that can be found by the light of 1,000 distant stars is not a thing that is truly lost. You are held in the crossing beams of all of it, cradled in the intersecting paths of countless ancient messages, and if you could see the lines of all that light, you would see yourself lying at the center of an unimaginable web of gentle arrivals. Every strand a letter, every letter a memory, every memory reaching you now, and now, and now. Drift a little longer here, with nothing to do and nowhere to be. Let the distances that once seemed frightening become instead a vast soft room in which you float, roomy and unhurried, with plenty of space around you and no walls pressing close. Let the darkness be not an emptiness, but a fullness, brimming with letters in patient transit, thick with the crossing paths of old light, warm with the presence of everything that has ever shone. You are being carried through the kindest mailroom in all of creation, where nothing is ever truly lost, where every message eventually arrives, where the oldest letters are the most treasured, and where you, tonight, are the one they were all, in the end, addressed to. Breathe and drift, and let the carrying carry you down, at last, toward sleep, even as it seems to carry you up among the stars. For up and down have stopped mattering out here. There is only the drifting, and the letters, and you, floating easy in the middle of it all. When you come to rest again, back in your bed, back on the patient ground, let us turn the question over once more and look at its other face, because there is a deeper reason we can never see the present in space, and it is stranger and lovelier than mere lateness. It is not only that the light is slow, it is that, out among the stars, there is no single present to see. There is no one grand moment called now that stretches across the whole universe like a great flat sheet, no cosmic clock that ticks the same instant for a star here and a galaxy there, and a small warm reader lying awake on Earth. The present, That thing we cling to so tightly, that thing we feel so sure is real and shared, turns out to be a local comfort, a thing that belongs to each place on its own, and cannot be spread across the vastness the way we imagine. I know this sounds like a hard idea, but let us make it soft, because it truly is soft when you feel your way into it. Here on Earth, close together as we all are, we can share a now. When you and someone across the room look at the same clock, the light from that clock reaches you both so quickly that any difference is far too small to matter, and so you agree, easily and rightly, on what time it is, and you feel that you live in the same moment, and you do. Nearness gives us a shared present. It is one of the quiet gifts of being close to one another, this ability to say now and mean the same instant. But that gift depends entirely on being near, and the sky is the opposite of near. The sky is the realm of the far, and in the realm of the far, the shared now gently dissolves. Because the light takes time to cross the great distances, there is simply no way for two far apart places to agree on a single moment. By the time any signal, any glimmer, any letter could pass between them, time has already moved on at both ends. And so the very idea of what is happening there right now becomes a question with no firm answer. It is not that the answer is hidden from us. It is that there is no single answer to hide. The universe does not keep one master clock. It keeps countless little clocks, each one true to its own place, each one telling its own patient time. And the light that travels between them carries not the present, but always, only, the past. To ask what a distant galaxy is doing right now is a little like asking what lies north of the North Pole. The words fit together grammatically, but they point at nothing, because right now, spread across such distance, is not a real place you could ever stand. And here is where I want to catch the idea before it can frighten you and turn it, softly, into something warm. You might think, at first, that a universe with no shared present sounds lonely, that if we can never touch the true now of the stars, we are somehow cut off from them, sealed away, unreachable. But feel it the other way. The reason we cannot share a present with the stars is the very same reason they can send us letters at all. It is the slowness of the light, the patience of the crossing, the honest spending of time on the long road that lets the past survive the journey and arrive intact. If the light were instant, if there were one shared now stretched across everything, then the past would vanish the moment it happened, gone forever, unrecoverable. But because the light is patient, because it carries each moment faithfully across the years, the past does not vanish. It travels, it endures, it arrives. The absence of a shared present is exactly what gives us the gift of a visible past. We trade the now of the stars for their then, and the then is the more generous gift, because the then can be held, and read, and kept. So there is no single moment ticking across the cosmos, and that is not a loss, but a kind of freedom, a loosening of the tight grip we keep on the present. Down here we live so much inside the now, chasing it, defending it, anxious to be current, to be up to date, to know what is happening this very instant. But the universe simply does not work that way, and it is at peace, and it has always been at peace. The stars do not fret that we see them late. They shine, and their light sets out, and whether it is read in 100 years or 100,000, they do not mind, because minding the now is not something the cosmos does. The cosmos is entirely comfortable with the past. It lives, you might say, in a permanent and untroubled remembering, and to look up at it is to be invited into that same untroubled ease, to loosen your own grip on the now, to let the present stop being something you must clutch, and to rest instead in the wide and patient company of the past. Let go of now for a while. You will not lose it. It will be here when you wake. But for these hours, let the now go slack in your hands, and let the gentle then of the stars hold you instead. There is a thought that sometimes rises when people first learn all this, and I want to hold it up carefully, because it can seem sad at first, and yet it becomes, when you turn it gently, one of the most consoling ideas of all. The thought is this: some of the stars you see may no longer be there. Because their light is so old, because it has traveled so long to reach you. A star could have finished its life while its letter was still crossing the dark, so that you look up and see a point of light that is, in some strict sense, no longer shining, a message from a sender who has already gone quiet. And when people first hear this, they often feel a small pang, a sense of looking at ghosts, of being surrounded by the light of the departed. But stay with me, because the pang softens into something better the longer you hold it. First, let us be honest and gentle about the scale of it. The great majority of the stars you can see with your unaided eyes are close enough, as cosmic distances go, that they are almost certainly still shining, still there, still writing to you even now. The stars that scatter across an ordinary night are mostly near neighbors in the grand arrangement, and their letters are only years or centuries old, a mere breath in the long life of a star. So you may look at them with an easy heart and trust that the sender is, in all likelihood, still at the desk, still writing. The ghosts are rarer than the fear suggests. Most of the night is alive, but suppose one of them has gone. Suppose that somewhere among all those points of light there shines the letter of a star that has since fallen quiet. Is that a sad thing to look upon? I do not think it is, and here is why. That light is real. It is truly here, truly touching your eyes, truly warming the dark with its faint and ancient gleam. The star poured itself into that light long ago, gave a piece of its shining to the journey, and that piece is not gone. That piece has arrived, and you are receiving it. The star lives on in exactly the way any of us might hope to live on, through the message it sent, through the light it gave away, through the tender fact that somewhere, someone, tonight, is still receiving what it offered. To see the light of a star that has ended is not to see a ghost. It is to receive a letter that outlived its writer, and there is nothing frightening in that, any more than there is anything frightening in reading the warm words of someone long gone and feeling, for a moment, held by them across all the years. Think of how we already know this feeling in our ordinary lives, how it is one of the deepest comforts we have. A grandparent writes a letter, or records their voice, or simply teaches a child a small kindness, and then the years pass and the grandparent is gone, and yet the letter can still be opened, the voice can still be heard, the kindness can still be passed along, and in those moments the one who is gone is not absent at all, but present, arriving again, reaching across time to touch the living. The light of a distant star is exactly this, written large across the sky. It is love, if you like, in the form of light, sent out with no certainty of ever being received, and arriving anyway, and finding you anyway, long after the sender has fallen still. The sky is full of such letters, and to read them is not to grieve, but to be kept company by everything that has ever shone. And so the fear turns all the way around and becomes its opposite. Instead of a sky haunted by ghosts, you have a sky faithful to its dead, a sky that refuses to let anything be truly lost, a sky in which every star that ever shone is still, somewhere, arriving, still crossing the dark towards some distant eye, still delivering the last of its light. Nothing that shines is ever wasted. Every gleam finds its way somewhere, eventually to someone, and even when the source is gone, the gift goes on traveling, patient and undiminished, until at last it lands. That is not a haunted sky. That is a generous one. That is a sky that keeps its promises long after it has any reason to. A postal service that never stops delivering, even for senders who can no longer be answered. Let that settle over you now like the warmest blanket yet. You are lying beneath a sky that does not forget, that carries the light of the living and the light of the long gone side by side with equal tenderness, and lays it all before you without sorrow, without fear, only patient arrival. If it comforts you, let the light of whatever you have lost be part of that sky tonight, still traveling, warm, on its way to you across whatever distance. Nothing that has ever shone in your life is truly gone. It is only far away now, and its light is still coming, and you are still always the one it is addressed to. Rest in that. Let your breath go long. There are no ghosts here, only letters, only light, only the slow, faithful arrival of everything that ever glowed. Let us rest for a while in the sheer size of it all, because the scale of the universe, which can seem so overwhelming, becomes, when you lie down inside it, one of the most soothing things there is. We are very small. There is no getting around it, and no reason to want to. The Earth is a small round world circling an ordinary star, and that star is one among a great swirling multitude of stars gathered into a slow pinwheel we call our galaxy. And that galaxy is one among a great uncounted multitude of galaxies scattered through a darkness so wide that the light we have been speaking of, the fastest thing there is, takes ages upon ages simply to cross from one island of stars to the next. The distances are so large that our ordinary words for far give out entirely, and we are left just holding the feeling of it, the vastness, the roominess, the deep, unhurried spaciousness of everything. Now, you might expect that feeling so small in something so large would make a person anxious, and sometimes, in the wrong mood, it can. But feel it the way you feel it when you are tired and safe and ready to sleep, and it changes its whole character. To be small in a vast and gentle space is to be relieved of the burden of being large. It is to be let off the hook of mattering to everything, of holding everything up, of being responsible for the turning of the world. The universe is so big and asks so little of you, and would go on turning just as sweetly whether or not you solved a single one of the small problems that have been circling your mind tonight. There is a deep permission in that. You are allowed to set things down. The cosmos is not waiting on you. It is vast and patient, and entirely willing to carry on without your worry, and it invites you, in its enormous, unhurried way, to lay your burdens in the wide dark and rest. Think of the roominess of it, the sheer generous emptiness between the stars. We speak of the stars as crowding the sky, but in truth they are set at such immense distances from one another that between any two of them lies an ocean of quiet space, unimaginably wide, softly dark, undisturbed. If you were to travel from our star toward its nearest neighbor, you would cross a gulf so vast and so silent that you could drift for what would feel like forever, without meeting anything at all, only the calm and the dark and the slow arrival of light from all directions. That emptiness is not a lack. It is a spaciousness. It is the room in which the letters travel, the wide, quiet hall through which all the old light moves toward all the waiting eyes. And there is so much of it, so much gentle room, that nothing ever feels crowded or hurried or pressed. The universe is the least cramped place imaginable, and to think of all that room is to feel your own chest loosen, your own breathing deepen. Your own small worries shrink to their proper and manageable size. And here is the tender turn, the comfort inside the scale. You would think that such vastness would leave you unreachable, a speck lost in an ocean too wide ever to be crossed. But the light crosses it. That is the whole quiet miracle we have been circling all night. No distance is too great for the light to cross, given time. No gulf is so wide that the letters cannot make it through. Across all that unimaginable room, the old light still finds its way to the small round world, to the small waiting eyes, to you. You are tiny, and you are far from almost everything, and yet you are reached. You are reached constantly from every direction by messengers that cross distances your mind cannot even hold, and they arrive, and they touch you, and they say, in their faint and faithful way, "You are not beyond reach. You were never beyond reach. The light will always come to find you in the end." To be small and still be reached, that is the deepest comfort the scale of the universe has to offer, and it is offered to you freely, tonight and every night, for as long as there are stars. So let the bigness hold you, rather than frighten you. Let yourself be the small warm point at the center of an enormous, gentle, arriving dark. Feel how the very size that might have made you anxious is the same size that makes room for so much light, so many letters, so vast a correspondence flowing endlessly across the deep. You are a small reader in an immense mail haul, and the immensity is not against you. The immensity is the thing that fills the hall with letters. Rest in the scale. Rest in the roominess. Let the great patient size of everything settle over you like the largest and softest blanket there could ever be, one that stretches from here to the farthest galaxy, tucked in around the whole small warm shape of you, and holding you, easily, without effort, in the wide and unhurried dark. Now I want to tell you about the very oldest letter of all, the one that has been traveling the longest, the one that fills the entire sky in every direction, if only you have eyes tender enough to catch it. Long before there were stars, when the universe was young and warm and small, before anything had gathered itself into the shapes we know, the whole of everything glowed, not with starlight, for there were no stars yet, but with a soft and even warmth that filled all of space at once, a gentle, universal glow like the inside of a warm hearth, with no fire visible, only the heat itself, everywhere, all at once. And then, as the universe grew and cooled, the way a room cools slowly through a long night, that glow was released to travel freely, and it set out in every direction, and it has been traveling ever since, for very nearly the whole life of everything, and it is arriving, right now, tonight, from every part of the sky at once. We cannot see it with our eyes, because the long, long journey has stretched it, softened it, cooled it far below the reach of our sight into a whisper of warmth so faint and so low that it takes the most patient instruments imaginable to notice it at all. But it is there. It is genuinely there, all around you, all around the earth, all around every star and galaxy, a faint and ancient warmth soaking the whole of space, the oldest light there is, the first letter the universe ever sent. And it is not addressed to anyone in particular, and it did not know we would be here to receive it. and yet it fills every corner of the sky so completely that no matter which way you turn, you are bathed in it, held in it, wrapped in the gentle afterglow of the beginning of everything. Think of what that means for you, lying here, all around you, passing through the walls of your room, passing through the blanket and through your own resting body, moving through you without harm and without weight, is the faint warm glow of the first moments of the universe, still arriving, faithful, traveling on after all this time. You are steeped in the oldest light there is. You always have been. Every night of your life, and every day, you have been quietly bathed in the warmth of the beginning, the tender residue of that first universal glow, and you never felt it, and it never troubled you, and it asked nothing of you, and it simply held you, the way it holds everything, softly, evenly, from every side at once. There is no more comforting letter in all the sky than this one, because it does not come from a single distant point, but from everywhere. An embrace with no edges, a warmth with no source you could point to, a gentle presence that has been with you your whole life without your ever knowing. And notice how the fear one might feel about the beginning of the universe, all that talk of fire and violence and unimaginable heat, softens completely once you feel it this way, as a letter still arriving. The beginning was not a terror to be feared, but the first act of a long and patient correspondence. It wrote its letter, the oldest and largest letter of all, and sent it in every direction, and that letter has spent the entire age of the cosmos gentling itself, cooling, softening, stretching from a fierce glow into the faintest and most tender warmth, so that by the time it reaches you, it is no longer fierce at all, but the mildest whisper of heat, a warmth barely there, the softest possible touch of the oldest possible light. Time has been kind to that letter. The long journey has smoothed all the fierceness out of it, and what arrives at you now is only the gentleness that remains, the tender afterglow, the patient warmth of a beginning that has learned over billions of years of travel to arrive as softly as a hand laid on a sleeping brow. So there is an embrace around you that predates the stars, predates the earth, predates every letter we have spoken of tonight. It is the first light, still coming, filling the sky, soaking gently through everything you are. You do not have to reach for it. You do not have to earn it. It is simply here, and has always been here, wrapping the whole world and the whole of you in the faint warm memory of the beginning. Let yourself feel held by it now, even though you cannot sense it, even though it is far too soft to feel. Let the knowing be enough. You are wrapped in the oldest warmth there is, the first letter the universe ever wrote, arriving forever from every direction at once, and it is holding you, tonight, exactly as it has held everything, always, since the very start. We have spoken all night of receiving, of being the ones to whom the letters come, but let us turn it around now and remember that you, too, are a sender. The Earth does not only read the mail of the cosmos, it writes its own. Every bit of light that leaves this world, every gleam that bounces off the daylit oceans and the white swirl of the clouds, every glow of every city at night, sets out into the dark just as faithfully as any starlight, and travels and carries the moment it left, and becomes, for anyone far enough away, a letter from the past. Right now, spreading outward from the earth in an ever-widening sphere, is the light of every sunrise that has ever broken over this world, the reflected glow of every day that has ever dawned, rushing away into the distance, arriving, eventually, at wherever there might be eyes to catch it. Think of it gently. The light that left the Earth years ago is years away now, carrying a picture of a younger world. The light that left when you were a child is off among the nearer stars by now, carrying the image of that vanished day, the particular slant of that afternoon, the exact blue of that long-ago sky, still traveling, intact, faithful to the moment it departed. In a very real sense, every day this world has ever lived is still out there, still flying outward through the dark, a vast expanding archive of light, every sunrise and every sunset, preserved forever in the letters the earth cannot help but send. Nothing here is truly lost either. The earth's own past is streaming away from it in all directions, held safe in the outbound light, arriving somewhere, always, for as long as the light travels on. And so you, too, are written into the mail of the cosmos, though you may never have thought of it that way. The light of the days you have lived is out there, carrying the world you moved through, the places you stood, the skies you walked beneath. You are not only a reader of ancient letters, you are a line in the letters the earth is forever sending, a small, warm presence woven into the light that streams away from this world into the patient dark. Somewhere, far off, if there were anyone to look, the earth of your childhood is still arriving, fresh on its way. And that is a strange and lovely kind of permanence, a way in which nothing that has happened here is ever fully gone, but only sent, only traveling, only waiting to arrive at some distant shore of the night. Imagine, if it pleases you as you drift, some far-off gentle watcher, on some far-off quiet world, tipping their head back to their own night sky and catching, among all their letters, a faint point of light that is our sun, and reading in it not our present, but our past. Seeing our world as it was long before they looked, receiving the earth's old letter with the same tenderness we bring to receiving the stars. To them we are the ancient light. To them we are the memory in patient transit. To them our now is a then they can never touch, just as their now is a then we can never touch. And yet between us, across all that distance, the letters could still travel. The light could still cross. The correspondence could still, in principle, be carried, slow and faithful, from their dark to ours, and back again. We are all, every world and every star, both senders and receivers in one vast unhurried exchange, writing our light outward, reading the light that comes in, never sharing a present, always sharing the past. There is a quiet kinship in that thought, a sense of belonging to something larger than a single world. Every shining thing is writing letters. Every seeing thing is reading them. The whole universe is one immense and gentle correspondence, an endless crossing of light from every place to every other place. And you are part of it, fully, permanently, both as a reader lying here beneath the stars and as a line in the outbound light of your own living world. You send, and you receive, and so does everything, and the letters never stop, and none of them are ever truly lost, and the whole vast conversation carries on, patient and unhurried, across all the roomy dark, whether or not anyone is awake to notice. Let that belonging hold you now. You are written into the light. You always have been. And the light is going somewhere, faithfully, forever, carrying the gentle memory of you. There is something that happens to the very oldest letters on their long way to us, a soft change worked upon them by the sheer length of the journey, and it is worth knowing because it is so tender. As the most distant light travels toward us across the vast reaches, and as the whole of space slowly, gently stretches wider over the ages, the way a rising dough swells slowly in a warm kitchen, the light that rides upon that space is stretched too, drawn out. Its color shifted slowly toward the deep and restful reds, and then beyond, into warmths too low for the eye to catch. The farther the letter has come, the more it has been stretched, the more its color has mellowed, so that the most ancient light arrives not sharp and blue and fierce, but softened, reddened, gentled, the way a bright afternoon mellows into the deep amber of evening. The journey does not damage the letter. It only warms its tone, ripens its color, matures it into something softer than it began. I find this one of the loveliest facts in all of it, that distance itself is a kind of gentle aging, that the oldest light arrives wearing the warmest colors, that the universe has arranged things so that the deepest past reaches us in the hues of a hearth and a sunset rather than the glare of noon. If you could see the sky as the great instruments see it, you would find the nearest, freshest letters keeping their original crisp colors, while the far old letters glow in ever warmer tones, reddened by their travels, mellowed by their years, until the very oldest of all, that first universal warmth we spoke of, has been stretched so far past red that it has become pure gentle heat, the softest whisper there is. The whole depth of the sky, read this way, is a slow warming, a gradual mellowing of color, with distance and age, as though the universe were lit throughout by one long, unending sunset, the near things bright, the far things amber, the farthest things the deep and tender glow of embers settling for the night. And is that not exactly the light you would choose to fall asleep by? Not the hard white glare of the middle of the day, but the low warm amber of evening, the reddened gold of a fire burning down, the soft mellow hues that tell the body, without a word, that the day is done and rest is near. The distant universe arrives in precisely those colors. The oldest letters come to us dressed for evening, warmed and reddened by their long crossing, glowing with the exact tones that soothe a tired creature toward sleep. It is as though the cosmos, without meaning to, without any intention at all, has arranged its deepest light to be the most restful, its most ancient messages to arrive in the softest possible warmth, so that to look into the far reaches of space is to look into an endless, gentle, universe-wide dusk. Let that dusk settle over your room now. Let the light behind your closed eyes take on those warm low tones, the amber and the deep rose and the settling ember glow, the colors of the oldest and most patient letters. Let the sharpness of the day drain out of your seeing, and let the mellow evening hues of the far universe pour in to replace it, soft and low and warm, the light of a fire burning gently down, the light of the whole ancient sky arriving reddened and tender at the address of your rest. You are lit, tonight, by the softest colors in all of existence, the warm, mellow glow of everything old and everything far, and it asks nothing of you, and it means only rest, and it is falling over you now like the last warm light of the longest and most peaceful evening there has ever been. And notice, as the warmth settles, that even the stretching of the light, which a mind might turn into something anxious, is only another form of the same patience we have been resting in all night. The light is not torn by its long journey. It is not broken or lost. It is only slowly, gently drawn out, the way a held note lengthens and softens as it fades, the way the last light of a day lengthens into the low gold of evening. Nothing is harmed. Everything is only mellowed. The universe treats even its oldest messages with the greatest tenderness, warming their colors, softening their tone, delivering them at last in the hues of rest. So trust the stretching. Trust the mellowing. Let your own held tensions lengthen and soften in just the same way, drawn out slowly, warmed, released, until they too have mellowed into the deep low amber of a body ready for sleep. Let us bring the whole idea home now, all the way home, closer than the stars, closer than the moon, right into the quiet space behind your own eyes, because the truth we have been following across the cosmos turns out to live inside you as well. You have never seen the present, not even here, not even for the things closest to you. And this is not a flaw, but simply the way seeing works. When light reaches your eye, it must be caught and turned into a small signal and carried inward along its patient path and gathered and read by the soft folds of the mind. And all of that takes time, a tiny amount of time, a fraction you will never feel, but time nonetheless. By the time you know you are seeing something, the seeing has already happened. The moment has already passed, and what you experience as now is in truth a very slightly finished thing, a just vanished instant, delivered to your awareness a heartbeat after it occurred. So the present you live in, the present that feels so solid and so immediate, is itself a gentle arrival, a letter your own eyes and mind have carried inward and laid before you. Your sense of now is not the raw world touching you directly. It is a tender reconstruction, assembled just behind your eyes from light that has already traveled, already arrived, already passed. In this quiet way, you are always living a breath behind the world, always receiving rather than touching, always reading the near mail of your own surroundings, just as the sky reads the far mail of the stars. There is no seeing that is not receiving. There is no now that is not, in some small measure, a then. The lag we found in the depths of space was never only out there. It was always here as well, folded into the very act of being a creature that sees. And what a soft thing that is to know, here at the edge of sleep. It means the present has never been something you had to keep up with, never something you could fall behind on, because you were always already a gentle step behind it, and that was always perfectly fine, and the world never once minded. The little lag between the world and your awareness has been with you every moment of your life, holding you always just barely in the past, and you have lived your whole life beautifully well inside that lag, never once harmed by it, never once needing to close it. There is no race to catch the present. There never was. The present is not a train you are missing. It is a letter that is always, gently, arriving, whether you reach for it or not, delivered to you softly a heartbeat after it is written, and all you have ever had to do is receive it. So let go, now, of the last of your reaching. You do not have to catch up to anything. You do not have to be current. You do not have to hold the present tightly, because you never held it in the first place, not truly, not once. You have always been a reader of arriving light, out there among the stars and in here behind your own quiet eyes, and reading is a restful thing, a receiving thing, a thing that asks only that you be here and let the letters come. The whole universe, from the farthest galaxy down to the lamp beside your bed, down to the pale shapes drifting behind your closed eyelids, is one continuous gentle arrival, all of it slightly in the past, all of it patiently reaching you, all of it addressed, in the end, to the soft receiving center of who you are. Feel how this dissolves the last little tension of trying. You have spent your whole life, perhaps, feeling that you had to keep pace with the moment, to be alert to the now, to stay on top of the present as it rushed by. But the present was never rushing by. It was only arriving, softly, always a touch late, always already gentle by the time it reached you. And so there is nothing to keep pace with, nothing to stay on top of, nothing to catch. There is only the arriving, and the receiving, and the rest. Let your whole body understand this. Let your hands, which have held so tightly to so many things, understand that there is nothing here to grip. Let your mind, which has chased the moment for so long, understand that the moment was always coming to it anyway, gently, on its own, without any chasing at all. The letters come whether you reach or not. So stop reaching. Let them come. Let them come. Let us go back outside for a while, in the mind's eye, and look at the familiar shapes people have always drawn among the stars, because they hold a secret that fits our whole night beautifully. Since the beginning of human looking, people have gathered the scattered points of the sky into pictures, into a hunter and a bear and a swan and a spilling of a great ladle, joining bright star to bright star with imaginary lines and telling stories over them through all the long ages of the night. And those pictures have comforted countless sleepers before you, given shape to the dark, made the vast sky feel like a familiar room hung with familiar faces. But here is the secret hidden inside every one of those pictures, and it is a tender one. The stars that seem to sit side by side in a single shape are not truly near one another at all. They only appear to be neighbors because they happen to lie in nearly the same direction as seen from our small world. In truth, one of them may be close and another far beyond it, one sending a letter only decades old and another a letter from centuries past, all of them flung across enormously different distances, all of them shining from enormously different depths of time, and yet arranged, by the pure accident of our vantage, into a single flat and lovely picture. So every constellation is a gathering of different pasts, pretending to be a single scene. The shape is real to your eye and false to the depths. A beautiful trick of perspective, a chance alignment of letters written in wildly different years, all happening to arrive from nearly the same quarter of the sky. When you look at one of those old familiar figures, you are not looking at a group of companions but at a handful of distant strangers, each at its own remove, each in its own moment, who never met and never will, brought together only in the gentle theater of your looking. And rather than spoiling the picture, this makes it more wondrous, for it means that every shape in the sky is a small miracle of arrangement, a collage assembled across both space and time, a single image woven from a dozen different centuries of light. Feel the depth this opens up in even the most familiar shape. The next time you find one of those figures in the sky, you might let your mind sink past the flat picture and into the true arrangement behind it, the near star and the far star and the farther star, hung at their different distances like lanterns strung at different depths in a vast dark hall, only seeming to touch because you stand where you stand. And you might feel then how the sky is not a painted ceiling but an immense and layered depth, and how the pictures we draw upon it are a gentle human kindness, a way of making the unimaginable depth feel close and companionable, a way of turning the scattered mail of the cosmos into faces we can love. There is nothing false in that kindness. It is one of the oldest and softest things our kind has ever done, this drawing of friendly shapes upon the patient dark, this naming of the letters so they feel less like strangers and more like family. And so those old pictures are a bridge between the vastness and the human heart, between the true immensity of the layered sky and the small warm need we have to feel at home beneath it. The hunter and the bear and the swan were never really out there as our ancestors imagined. They were always here, in us, In the loving way, we gather the far light into shapes we can hold, but that does not make them less real. It makes them ours. The sky gives us its scattered letters, written across 1,000 different distances and centuries, and we, in our tenderness, arrange them into figures and stories and companions, and hang them over our beds, and fall asleep beneath them, comforted, as human beings have done for as long as there have been human beings to grow tired and lie down beneath the stars. Let one of those shapes hang gently over you now, whichever one you love, or simply an imagined one, drawn tonight for the first time just for you, out of whatever letters happen to be arriving. Let it be a figure of rest, a sleeping shape, a slow and easy form gathered from the far light and hung above your bed as a companion for the night. It costs nothing and asks nothing, and it has watched over sleepers since the very first night anyone thought to look up and find a friend among the stars. And it will watch over you too, this gentle collage of different pasts, this picture made of many centuries of arriving light, keeping you soft company at the edge of sleep as the old letters go on falling, and the familiar shape goes on holding, and the whole layered depth of the sky goes on cradling your small warm rest in its patient and unhurried dark. Let us think for a moment about that dark itself, the black between the stars, because it too is part of the message, and it too is a comfort once you understand it. Someone long ago wondered why the night sky should be dark at all. If the universe were endless and unchanging and filled everywhere with stars, then no matter which direction you looked, your gaze should eventually land on the surface of some star, and the whole sky should blaze from edge to edge with light, as bright as the face of the sun, with no darkness anywhere. And yet, the night is dark. The sky between the stars is deep and black and restful, and that darkness is not empty of meaning. It is telling us something, quietly, about the nature of everything. The night is dark, in part, because the universe has not been shining forever, because there was a beginning, and because the light from the farthest reaches has not yet had time to arrive, or has been stretched so far by its long journey that it has softened out of sight. The darkness between the stars is, in a sense, the not yet arrived, the letters still in transit, the mail that has not reached us, and the mail that has mellowed past the edge of seeing. The dark is not a wall, it is a waiting. It is the vast, quiet space through which the letters are still traveling. The patient emptiness that has not yet been filled, and it is dark precisely because the universe is not infinitely old and infinitely full, but young enough and gentle enough to leave great restful spaces between its lights. And is that not a mercy? Imagine a sky that truly blazed in every direction, a sky with no dark at all, every inch of it burning with the light of some star, no black between, no rest for the eye, no soft place to let the gaze settle. You could never sleep beneath such a sky. It would press on you from every side, relentless, glaring, without pause. But that is not the sky we have. The sky we have is mostly dark, mostly restful, mostly deep, soft black, scattered with a tender handful of gentle lights, and that darkness is a kindness, a vast provision of rest, a great dim room in which the few arriving letters glow all the more sweetly for the quiet around them. The dark is what lets the stars be gentle. The dark is what lets the night be a place of sleep. So do not fear the black between the stars. It is not a void that wants to swallow you. It is the restful pause between the letters, the soft dark paper on which the few bright words are written, the patient emptiness through which the light still travels toward you. It is the same restful dark that fills your room right now, the same soft black behind your closed eyes, the same gentle absence of glare that lets a tired creature finally let go. The universe is mostly this restful dark, and so are you in this hour, mostly restful dark, with a few soft lights of thought still drifting through, growing fewer, growing dimmer, as the great quiet settles in. Let the dark be your friend tonight then, the way it has always secretly been. Let the black between the stars be the same black that is gathering softly in your room, the same easy darkness that is rising behind your eyes, all of it one continuous restful emptiness, one vast gentle provision of quiet, spread from the space between the farthest galaxies right down to the space between your slowing thoughts. There is nothing in that dark to fear. There is only rest in it, only waiting in it, only the patient traveling of letters not yet arrived. And you can lie down in it as easily as lying down in the softest bed, and let it close gently around you. And trust it, the way you can trust anything that has held every sleeper who has ever lived. The way you can trust the oldest and kindest darkness there is. There is one more thing about our patient courier that I find deeply steadying, and I want to offer it to you now as the night grows deeper. The speed of the light, that swiftness with which it crosses the dark, never changes. It is the same everywhere, for everyone, in every direction, at every time. It does not hurry when it is eager, and it does not slow when it is tired. Because it is never eager and never tired, it simply keeps its one steady pace, the same today as at the beginning, the same for the light of the nearest lamp as for the light of the farthest galaxy, the same whether you rush toward it or drift away. In all the changing universe, with its swelling space and its wheeling stars and its endless slow transformations, the pace of light is the one thing that holds perfectly, reliably, unshakably constant. It is the fixed point around which everything else is measured, the one promise the universe never breaks. Think of how rare and how precious such reliability is. So much in a life shifts and wavers, speeds up and slows down, arrives early or late, keeps its word or fails to, but the light keeps its pace with a faithfulness beyond anything we know on earth. Every letter it carries is carried at exactly the same speed as every other, so that the distance a letter has come is written perfectly in how old it is, with no cheating, no variation, no exceptions. The courier is utterly dependable. You can set your deepest trust upon it. However far a message must travel, it will travel at that one true pace, neither faster nor slower, and it will arrive exactly when the distance says it must, and not a moment sooner or later. In a universe of change, the light is the one steady heartbeat, ticking at the same rate forever, carrying every message at the same faithful speed. And there is a rest to be found in leaning on something so reliable. When everything else in your day has felt uncertain, when plans have shifted and people have wavered, and nothing has arrived quite when you hoped, you can turn your tired mind to the one thing that never wavers, the steady pace of light, holding constant across the whole of space and the whole of time. The same for you as for every creature that has ever looked up, the same tonight as on the first night of the world. It has never once faltered. It will never once falter. And you can lay your weight upon that steadiness, the way you lay your weight upon the solid ground, trusting it completely, knowing it will hold, knowing it has always held, knowing it holds for everyone alike, and leaves no one out. Feel that steadiness beneath the whole of tonight's wandering. Every letter we have spoken of, the fresh light of the moon, and the 8-minute warmth of the sun, and the century-old gleam of the stars, and the age-old glow of the beginning, every one of them was carried at that same faithful pace, that one unchanging speed, so that the entire sky, for all its dizzying range of distances and ages, is bound together by a single dependable rhythm, a single steady courier, walking the same steady walk from every corner of creation to the quiet address of your eyes. The whole vast correspondence runs on that one reliable heartbeat, and it has run on it always, and it will run on it forever, and it is running on it now, softly, steadily, while you rest. So let the steadiness of the light become the steadiness of your own slow breath, the two of them keeping a shared and reliable pace, in and out, unhurried and unfailing, the way the light keeps its pace across the dark. There is nothing to adjust, nothing to correct, nothing to hurry, just the steady, faithful rhythm of the light out there, and the steady, faithful rhythm of your breathing in here, both of them constant, both of them dependable, both of them carrying you gently onward through the deepening night toward the rest that is already, steadily, faithfully on its way to you. There is a soft thought that follows from all of this, and it is about the letters that have not yet come. If the far light is old by the time it reaches us, then somewhere out in the dark, right now, there are letters already written and already sent that we have simply not yet received. Gleams that left their distant sources long ago and are still crossing the great room of space, still on their way, still traveling toward the moment when they will finally arrive. There are stars whose light will not reach us for a lifetime yet, and stars whose light will not reach us for 1,000 lifetimes, and the whole depth of the future sky is, in a sense, already on its way, already sealed and sent, already patiently approaching, waiting only for the years to pass and the distance to be crossed. The mail of the cosmos is not only what has arrived, it is also the immense, unhurried tide of what is still coming. And there is such peace in that, such an easing of the need to have everything now. The universe is entirely comfortable with letters that take ages to arrive. It sends them anyway, trusting the long crossing, trusting that they will land when they land, never anxious about the wait. Somewhere a star flared into being while our ancestors were still learning to make fire, and its first light is only now drawing near, and it will arrive to some future sleeper who does not yet exist, and the universe does not mind the wait at all. It has always worked this way. It has always been content to let things arrive in their own time, at their own unhurried pace. Whenever the distance allows, never sooner, never forced. The whole sky is a lesson in the patience of arrival, in the trust that what has been sent will come, in its own hour, without any hurrying. You might let that patience seep into your own waiting, into all the things in your life that have not yet arrived, the answers not yet given, the changes not yet come, the good things still crossing the dark toward you. They are traveling, perhaps, the way the far light travels, sent already, on their way already, simply not yet near enough to see. And you do not have to hurry them. You do not have to strain toward them. You have only to keep your eyes open, in the softest sense, to stay here at the address where they can find you, and to trust the crossing. The way the sky trusts the crossing, the way the light trusts its own steady pace. What is meant to reach you is already traveling. It will arrive when the distance is crossed. And in the meantime, there is only the resting, only the waiting that is not really waiting, but simply being here, open, ready, at ease. So let go of the wanting it now, the last little grasping of the mind for things not yet arrived. The universe is full of letters still in transit, and it is not troubled, and it does not pace the floor, and it does not lie awake straining for the mail. It simply keeps turning, keeps shining, keeps sending, and lets each thing come in its own time. And you can do the same tonight, here, now. You can let the not yet arrived stay out there in its patient crossing, and turn your attention instead to what has already come, the soft weight of the blanket, the quiet of the room, the slow, faithful rhythm of your breath, the near and gentle letters that are already here, already delivered, already resting warm against your open and receiving self. For the deepest rest is found not in reaching for what has not come, but in receiving what already has. And so much has already come. The whole night sky has already come, the near light and the far light, the fresh letters and the ancient ones. The warmth of the beginning soaking softly through everything. All of it already arrived, already here, already laid gently before you. You are surrounded by delivered mail, wrapped in received light, held in the arrived and arriving present of your own quiet body in its quiet room. Let that be enough. It is more than enough. It is everything, gently, already here. Let us slow all the way down now and follow just one letter, one single beam, from its writing to its arrival, so that the whole of tonight's wandering can settle into one quiet image you can hold as you drift. Choose a star, any star, one you have loved or one you are inventing now in the warm dark behind your eyes. Long ago, far away, that star was shining, as it had shone for ages, pouring its light out in every direction into the surrounding dark, and a tiny sliver of that light, a single thread among countless threads, set out in the exact direction that would, after an unimaginable journey, one day bring it to the small round world where you would someday lie down to sleep. It did not know you. You did not exist. And still it came. Follow it now, slowly, as it crosses the dark. It leaves the bright neighborhood of its star and enters the deep quiet between the stars, the vast soft emptiness we have grown to love tonight. And it travels, and travels at its one steady, faithful pace, neither hurrying nor slowing, through the long dark years. Whole ages pass. On the small round world ahead, oceans rise and fall, mountains lift and wear away. The first small creatures learn to open their eyes to the light. And still the letter comes, patient, faithful, undiminished, holding safe the moment it was written, carrying the vanished hour of that far-off star across all the turning of all those years. It slips through the great room of space. It crosses the last of the distance. It nears, at last, the small blue world. And tonight, at this exact hour, after all of that, after the whole immense and patient journey, that single thread of ancient light slips through the dark of your room, or through the window you might have opened, or simply arrives at the outer edge of the world above your resting head, and it reaches the small, waiting instrument of your eye, and it is received. The journey is over. The letter has arrived. After ages upon ages of faithful travel, the light of that long-ago star has found its address at last, and its address was you, and the moment it was written for is this moment, and the reader it crossed all that darkness to reach is lying here, breathing slow, receiving it now. Feel the quiet enormity of that, and feel too how gentle it is, how it asks nothing, how it lands as softly as a feather settling, the end of a journey ages long touching down without the faintest weight. Receive it. That is all. Let the letter land. Let the ancient light complete its journey against the soft shore of your rest. You are the reason it did not travel in vain. You are the one it reaches. And there is nothing you need to do with it, no reply you must send, no meaning you must wring from it. You have only to be here, open and easy, the receiving end of an enormous patient kindness, the quiet address at which the light of the whole old universe arrives. Every letter that reaches you completes a journey ages in the making, and completes it perfectly, simply because you are here to receive it. Your resting presence is enough to be the destination of starlight. Let that be the softest thought of all. And as one letter lands, another is already arriving, and another behind it, and another, an endless gentle procession of old light completing its long journeys against the shore of you. Each one ages in the crossing, each one landing soft, each one asking nothing, each one glad, in whatever way light can be glad, simply to have arrived. You are the harbor where the old light comes to rest. You are the quiet address at the end of every journey. You are the reader for whom the whole vast correspondence was, in some tender and accidental way, always bound. Lie here and be that harbor. Lie here and be that address. Lie here and let the letters land, one after another, until they blur together into a single warm continuous arriving, and the arriving blurs into rest, and the rest blurs, at last, into sleep. There is one last gift in all of this that I want to lay beside you before we begin to close, and it is perhaps the tenderest of all. We began the night worrying, a little, that seeing only the past might be a loss, that never touching the present might leave us somehow cheated. But by now I hope you feel how the opposite is true. How a universe that shows us the past is a universe that keeps the past, that holds it, that refuses to let it vanish. In a cosmos where the light is patient, nothing that ever happened is entirely gone. Every moment of shining is still out there, still traveling, arriving somewhere, preserved forever in the light it sent. The past is not destroyed as it passes. It is only sent outward, into the great room of space, where it goes on existing, goes on traveling, goes on being received by one distant eye after another, down all the ages. The universe is the most faithful keeper of memory there could ever be. And this is a mirror, I think, of the gentler truth about your own life, the one you can carry down into sleep. The moments you have lived are not gone simply because they have passed. They live on, the way the light of a star lives on, still shining somewhere in you, still traveling the long corridors of memory, still able to arrive again, warm and whole, whenever you turn toward them. The people you have loved, the days that were kind to you, the small, bright, ordinary hours, all of them are letters your life has kept, sealed and safe, still able to reach you across the years. You are, like the sky, a keeper of arriving light, a harbor where the past goes on gently landing, a place where nothing that truly mattered is ever fully lost. To live is to gather light. To remember is to receive it again. And nothing you have loved has left the sky of you. It has only become a letter, still arriving, whenever you are quiet enough to read it. So when you look up at the night and see the past, do not feel that you are being kept from something. Feel, instead, that you are being shown the kindest thing the universe knows how to show, which is that time does not simply erase. Time sends things onward. Time carries them across the dark. Time turns every vanished moment into a letter in patient transit, and it delivers those letters faithfully, forever, to whoever is open to receive them. The star that shone before you were born is still reaching you. The day you thought was lost is still shining somewhere in you. The love you thought had ended is still crossing the dark, still on its way, still able to arrive. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is truly ended. Everything that shone is still somewhere shining, and still somewhere arriving. Let that be the deep, warm floor beneath your rest tonight, the bedrock under all the gentle wandering we have done. You live in a universe that keeps things. You are yourself a keeper of things. And the whole vast sky above you is proof of it, spread out in patient light. A great slow archive of everything that ever glowed, arriving endlessly at the quiet address of any eye that turns upward. There is no need to hold on tightly to anything, because the universe is already holding it for you, already carrying it faithfully across the dark, already delivering it back to you softly whenever you are ready to receive. You can loosen your grip completely. Nothing will fall. The light keeps it all. Feel your whole body soften now with the ease of that knowing. There is nothing to clutch. There is nothing to save. There is nothing to keep from slipping away, because nothing truly slips away, because the light keeps everything, because the past is not a loss but a letter, and the letters always, always arrive. Let your hands lie open. Let your held breath go. Let the whole long day, and the whole long year, and the whole long life of small worries release their grip and drift out into the patient dark, where they will not be lost, only sent, only carried, only kept safe in the faithful light, waiting to return to you gently whenever they are needed, and never a moment before. Let us pause on one more wonder before we begin to close, because it may be the most astonishing letter of all, and it is one you can hold with a completely easy heart. Among the faint smudges of light that the great instruments can gather, there are distant islands of stars, whole galaxies, whose light is older than the Earth itself. Think of that slowly. The light left those far galaxies before our planet had even formed, before the sun had gathered itself together, before there was any ground here to stand on, or any sea here to shine, and that light has been traveling ever since, patiently, faithfully, all through the long, slow making of our world, all through the rising of the mountains and the filling of the oceans and the first stirrings of life. And it is only arriving now. A letter older than the ground beneath you, older than the world that made you, still crossing the dark, still landing gently tonight. There is nothing frightening in a letter that old. There is only a kind of vast and steadying calm. It means the sky above you is deeper in time than the very earth you rest upon, that the light you can catch on a clear night reaches back past the beginning of everything you have ever called home, and that, all of it, all that unimaginable depth of time, arrives without weight, without threat, without asking anything of you, as softly as any other gleam. The oldest galaxies do not press down upon you with their age. They simply shine, faint and far and patient, laying their ancient light against your eyes as gently as the nearest star. Age, out there, is not a burden. It is only distance. And distance, we have learned, is only the length of a journey that always, in the end, completes itself. So let yourself feel small in time as well as in space, and let it be once more a comfort rather than a fear. You are a brief, warm creature in a very old and very patient universe, and the light that reaches you tonight is older than your world, and none of that makes you less. It makes you the fortunate reader at the end of an almost endless journey, the small, warm harbor where light older than the earth comes softly to rest. To be so young and so small, and yet to be the one the ancient light finally reaches, is not a smallness at all. It is a kind of quiet privilege offered freely every clear night to anyone who lifts their eyes, and it is offered to you now as you lie here drifting at the far end of a journey that began before the ground was made. Hold that softly and let it be the last wide thought of the night, the whole immense depth of cosmic time folding down gently into the small warm present of your rest. Letters older than the world are arriving at your open eyes, and they land as lightly as feathers, and they ask nothing, and they mean only that the universe is faithful and old and patient and kind. You are held inside all that patience now. You are cradled in all that faithful age. And there is nothing left to do with any of it, but let it settle over you and carry you down. And if the number of years feels too large to hold, then do not try to hold it, for the beauty of it does not live in the counting. Let the great age simply be a softness in the room, a deepening of the quiet, the sense of resting inside something far older and far kinder than any worry could ever be. The oldest light does not arrive as a weight of years. It arrives as a faint, tender gleam, no heavier than starlight, no louder than a whisper, laid gently across the dark of your closing eyes. Let it come, and let it go, and let the vastness of its journey dissolve into the small, warm nearness of your breath, until the farthest and oldest thing in all the sky feels as close and as easy as the rise and fall of your own resting chest. And so we come to the soft close of our long wandering, and there is nothing left to do now but let it all settle over you like the last warm layer of a blanket drawn up in the dark. Tonight has been about a small, strange truth and all the tenderness hidden inside it. Tonight has been about how we see the past and never the present when we look into the sky, and about how that is not a loss, but a gift. Tonight has been about light that takes its time, about a courier so faithful it never varies its pace, about a sky that is not a flat ceiling, but a deep and layered well of arriving memory. Tonight has been about the moon a second old and the sun 8 minutes warm, and the stars centuries deep, and the first light of the beginning still soaking softly through everything. Tonight has been about the old letters, always in transit, always arriving, always addressed, in the end to you. We wondered what light is, and we found that seeing is receiving, and that receiving takes time, and that all seeing is therefore a form of gentle remembering. We wondered why the light is late, and we found that even the swiftest courier must honor the whole long road. We looked far away and found that we were looking far back, and we let the telescope become the softest kind of time machine, one that can only remember and never frighten. We heard the quiet old story of how we first learned the light was late, discovered not by conquering anything but by attending, patiently, lovingly, to a faraway clock that seemed to keep imperfect time. We let ourselves be carried up among the drifting letters, and we rested in the vast roominess of everything, and we made peace with the stars that may have gone quiet, and we wrapped ourselves in the oldest warmth there is. We remembered that we, too, are senders, written into the outbound light of our own living world, and we followed a single beam across the ages to its landing against the soft shore of your rest. None of this needs anything from you tonight. None of this needs to be remembered. None of this needs to be understood. You do not have to carry a single fact of it into the morning. You do not have to hold the numbers, or the distances, or the names of things. You do not have to arrive anywhere, or finish anything, or keep any of it safe, because the universe is already keeping everything safe, already carrying it all faithfully across the dark, already delivering it back whenever it is needed. You are allowed, now, to simply let go. You are allowed to let the whole night dissolve into a warm and wordless ease. You are allowed to set it all down, all of it, and rest. Let your body grow heavier now, sinking a little deeper into the bed with every slow breath. Let the weight of your legs settle. Let the weight of your arms settle. Let the weight of your head settle into the soft place that is holding it. Let your face grow smooth and easy, your brow unknotting, your jaw loosening, the small muscles around your eyes letting go of their last quiet holding. There is nowhere to be. There is nothing to do. There is only the warm dark, and the slow breath, and the old light arriving softly at the edges of a world you no longer need to watch. If you are still here, still drifting at the threshold, another quiet exploration is already waiting on the screen for you. Another slow wandering through some other gentle corner of the sky, and you do not have to reach for it, and you do not have to choose it. If you leave things as they are, it will begin on its own, in a little while, and carry you onward the way one letter follows another, the way one star gives way to the next, so that the quiet can simply continue without any effort from you at all. Let it begin on its own. Let the next voice arrive the way the starlight arrives, softly, in its own time, finding you wherever you have drifted to, asking nothing, only keeping you company through the deep middle of the night. And if some small part of you is still gently awake, still turning things over in the warm dark, here is one soft question to carry down towards sleep, not to answer now, but only to hold, the way you might hold a smooth stone found on a shore. If the light of one star could carry a single moment of your life onward into the dark, faithfully, forever, sealed safe in its patient crossing, which moment would you send? You do not have to decide. You do not have to say. Just let the question drift beside you, a small, warm companion, as the last of your thoughts grow slow and dim and far apart, like the final few lights fading in a deepening sky. The letters are still arriving. They will go on arriving all through the night, whether you are awake to read them or not, falling softly out of the vast patient dark onto the quiet address of the sleeping world. The moon's light, a second old, is arriving. The sun's light, 8 minutes warm, waits just beyond the turning edge of the morning. The stars, centuries deep, are arriving. The first faint warmth of the beginning is arriving, soaking gently through the walls and through the blanket and through the soft resting shape of you, holding you the way it has held everything, always from the very start. And you are the harbor where they land. You are the quiet address at the end of every journey. You are the reader for whom the whole old sky has been writing, all this time. All these ages, its endless tender mail of light. There is nothing more to receive tonight, and nothing more to do, and nowhere more to go. Let the last of the old light land, and let it blur into warmth, and let the warmth blur into rest, and let the rest carry you down, easily, the way the light carries every message home. Let your breath go slow and low and even. Let the dark be soft around you, the same kind dark that fills the whole vast sky, the same restful dark that has held every sleeper who has ever lived. Let the old letters keep their patient arriving, out there, far away and close at hand, while you let go of all of it and sink down into the deep warm quiet that has been waiting for you all along. You are held. You are reached. You are exactly where the light can always find you. Rest now. Rest, and let the whole gentle sky go on arriving without you. Sleep well.